I'm feeling connected and grateful to be here in this space. And I'm feeling like lots of my parts have activated um, that were already activated, um, but being suppressed. Um, so I'm feeling some fear and I'm feeling like some of the decisions that I've made um, to protect myself have sometimes been harsh because I've kept them stored up for so long. And I'm feeling a sense of loneliness and I'm feeling a part of me that wants to be submissive but is scared. So, what are my parts asking? What should we do?
What do you want to say to that? Okay, they were saying this earlier, partway through this question, and they're still saying it. Ask for assistance, ask for guidance. Ask, 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 and you shall receive in the way that you need to receive it. You're saying you can ask through writing? Okay, can you make this a little more clear for me? They're literally talking about just writing down, how can I help my parts with this? How can I see myself through this? What is it that I really need here? And they're talking about underlying the word really. They're talking about it's like they have a deep love for the parts of us that have these ideas of what we need. And they're saying oftentimes those are really valid too. So it's not to dismiss those, but then there's this underlined really need. And when they say that, it brings me to the heart. Like there's something deeper here that's needed. And they're talking about asking and writing and then just allowing the answer to come, allow the pen to flow, and just write whatever it is that comes. And they're saying it may come in layers. And when they say that, they're talking about the first responses you may get. The first responses you get may be from the parts of you that have ideas of what it should be, of what the answer should be, or whatever it is, right? And they're talking about layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And then they're talking about a depth. What are you saying with this? They're talking about deeper answers. And when they're saying deeper answers, they're showing it coming from the heart. And they're saying like when they're talking about that, like it coming from the heart, it doesn't matter whether the source is self energy, higher self, soul, guides, spirit, source, God, whatever you word you use for whatever your highest being is, your highest power, whatever. They're saying they're talking about that pure essence, that beautiful loving energy that comes from all those different places. It all comes through the heart. And they're talking about that coming out through this writing as well. And then they're saying go back to it when you're ready to. Connect with it and feel what resonates here in your heart. What resonates with my heart? What within this resonates here? And they're saying that will give you your guidance. They're also talking about where the parts do answer, where they say whatever it is that they say. That's a chance for them to get it out, 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 to get it out. They're saying that this is an important and cathartic process, and you may choose to do it if you wish. It will benefit you greatly if you do. Okay, they're pausing there.
Okay, my parts were feeling a little bit, well, they were asking who is our higher power.
What do you want to say to this? You're saying it is whoever they choose it to be. You're saying what feels comfortable to each individual part, and that is what they may choose to believe in. Not every part wants to believe in this. Not every part wants to believe in that. They're talking about, I had my own experience with something once, and I was watching through something, and I had a part that came up to me and was like, well, if this means that, then does that mean, this? And they were like, and then that means that God is really kind and loving, and if that's true, then can I believe in God? And I was like, if you want to, you can. And so those parts chose to use that word and to believe in that perspective of higher power. And then I have other parts who only, like, they feel very comfortable with guides, but they're weary of others. And then I have parts that lean towards soul, and then I have parts that lean towards like practical, tangible stuff, and don't really care for all this additional stuff. They're saying let your parts believe in and what they want to believe in, and encourage them to do what feels right for them, what they feel called to believe in, what feels right to them, what feels good to them, what feels comfortable to them, and support them in their evolution if that changes. For that is the most important thing you can do. Then, rather than to give a label and stick to a label or a perspective or a viewpoint, allow each individual part to connect with what feels best for them, whether it stays that way or it changes. It's like there's something really safe and beautiful within that. Okay, they're pausing there.
Thank you. That was really helpful.